What is up? Welcome back to 5 Stars, 5 Points, hosted by me, Spread Astaire. I'm here with 5 Star in Vegas, giving you all the winning college football picks. 5 Star, how you doing today?
How you doing, man? Always good to speak to you, Spread. What's up,
Yeah,
Wade and Where? How you guys doing? Let's bounce back this week.
I'm ready to bounce back, but before that, we gotta examine what happened. So our first question on the 5 points, I gotta know 5 Star, how did Miami upset North Carolina State?
It was simple, man. Tyler Van Dyke, man. As I told you guys before, uh, the kid he just didn't have any experience. He's a freshman, but the kid from Connecticut's a great passer, man. I saw him in mop up duty and also uh, during games that were out of reach, and he threw a lot of beautiful long balls, man. And this game he came to play. He was 25 out of 33. That's 75% completion rate. Had 325 yards. Um, no interceptions. That's the biggest thing. And 4 touchdown passes. I got to give props to Manny Diaz. We counted him out. We thought the team wasn't going to respond to him. Manny Diaz pulled one of the greatest motivational moves I've seen since Lincoln Riley when he played Spencer Rattler after benching him early in the Texas game. And he played him for the 2 point conversion. He converted to keep him in it for the rest of the season. So, as you know, Derek King was injured early in the year. He's been the captain of this team for the past 2 seasons. Miami trots out on the field. We're waiting on the NC State -3.5 when the game starts. I'm watching the warm ups. The kid comes out, trots out on the field, Tyler Van Dyke with the C on his chest. I said, "What's going on here?" Before the game, Manny Diaz named him the captain of the team, thus telling the team they were moving on. The Derek King chapter was over with, and it was all about Tyler Van Dyke. Great motivational move right there. Tyler Van Dyke answered the call. He had the C on his chest. He played like a man. Props to that kid. Props to Manny Diaz for finding a way to get his kids on board, man. Right now, he was considered a lame duck coach, and man, I gotta admit, he surprised me with the way he had those kids ready to play. I'll be very interested to see how they fare this week. They're going to Pittsburgh. They got a great background against Pittsburgh. They won the last three against them, 5-1 against the spread in the last six against Pittsburgh. And as you know, Pitt is coming. We won with Pitt last week against Clemson, so that was like a program statement for Pitt winning last week. I'm sure they partied and had a great time because they're not used to beating Clemson. So they got Miami come in, see if they have Miami's attention, whether they pay attention to Miami because of the past three losses to them, or they slip a little bit because they're feeling themselves because of Clemson. I'll be very interested to see the results of that game between Miami and Pitt. But great job, Miami. Salute.
Yeah, salute to Miami. Will it be enough to keep Manny Diaz's job? From what I've seen from the Hurricanes fan, might not be. They might need this
Right.
performance and a couple more, but we will see on that as well. Let's talk about another team that disappointed us a little bit last week. After last week's performance, does Cincinnati make the college football playoffs? What do you think, 5 Star?
For me, I have to say a hard no. Last week's performance, oh my goodness, the first drive of the game, offensively, I knew we were in trouble. The defense was able to get off the field um, with a three and out, punted the ball. The first play, they run a 15-yard dig route to their best receiver, Pierce, right in his hand, drops it. Next play, offsides penalty on the guard. Following play, sack, third and long. After that, I said, oh, goodness, it's going to be a long day. They didn't come to play at all. Navy scrappy, but regardless of being scrappy, it's a big game. Cincinnati knows that at this point, they have to cover all of their spreads, man. They have to be impressive for the committee because right now, the odds have Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, and Oklahoma rated with better chance to get to the college football playoffs than them. It's only four spots. What's funny is Alabama, Ohio State already have a loss and still have a better chance, better odds to make it. They're already, dealing with a lot coming from the conference that they're in. It's going to be very difficult, man, because there's the way I see it. I see Alabama upsetting Georgia in the SEC championship, so then Georgia and Alabama would be there. Of course, we're going to get a Big Ten team in there, and then after that, it seems like Cincinnati is going to be out of there, man. I can't see them jumping Oklahoma if Oklahoma goes undefeated, which they most likely are. So I highly doubt that Cincinnati will get into the playoffs this year, man. Look for them playing the New Year's Six Bowl. They got to be careful also because if they don't pick up their game the way they played against Navy, they're going to get upset by one of the Texas teams, either SMU on the 20th or in the championship game if they get past SMU by UH. U of H, which is the University of Houston, they're playing immaculate on defense right now, man. They're a good team. So Cincinnati better be careful, man, if they even win their conference. But it's going to be very, very difficult for them to make the college football playoffs. That performance did not help at all last week.
Yeah, nobody was more pleased with that result than Oklahoma and Lincoln Riley. Let's move on to some of the top games this weekend. The game that everybody's talking about. I think this is a fantastic matchup. Michigan State catching 4.5. Is this in Michigan?
The game's going to be in Lansing.
It's in
With
Lansing.
Michigan,
So they're
yeah,
they're
Michigan
plus
State.
4.5 at home. Okay.
Yes.
What's your breakdown for this game? Let's hear it.
Michigan's a run first team, man. They average about 255 yards per contest. But the thing is that Michigan State is great against the run, man. They're only giving up 120 yards per game. As you know, Jim Harbaugh, he likes to call an old school pro offense, similar to the one he ran at Stanford. They might dress it up with a little bit different formations, but it's basically the same thing. It's power football, mano a mano. It's all about being able to beat your man. Um, they don't give the defense much to think about a lot. Um, that's going to be hard to win playing against a rival like Michigan State. Michigan State is tough in the trenches just like Michigan is. So the game's going to basically come down to who can convert a couple of third downs, who can make a couple of big plays and get some easy scores. That's why I like Michigan State a lot in this game. As you know, their offense is a little bit more multi-level than Michigan has. We talked about Peyton Thorne, the quarterback for the Spartans, several times on the show before. He's cashed for us several times before on the show. Um, he's a good quarterback. He makes great decisions, but he also pushes the ball down the field. He has playmakers on the outside with Reed and Naylor. Both of them can score from anywhere on the field. They got a great running back. He's probably the leader for the Doak Walker Award right now, Kenneth Walker III, who we also mentioned before earlier this season. He's a big time playmaker, and they find different ways to get him the ball, whether it's screens, Texas routes. I just like the diversity of Michigan State's offense and what's sure to be uh, uh, just a slugfest between two Big Ten teams. I just see Michigan State being able to make more plays at the end of the day. They're also at home. Um, Sparty always looks at itself as little brother when it comes to Michigan anyway. So they're always going to bring their A1 game. They always feel disrespected by Michigan, man. So I expect Mel Tucker to get his second win in the series. He got his first win ever as a Michigan State coach last year at the Big House when he upset Harbaugh. I think he has the ability to match and outwit him. Actually, the Wolverines are 2-11 against the spread in the last 13 in the series. They're also 1-5. Pardon me, 1-5 against the spread in the last 6 meetings in East Lansing. I'm all over Michigan State, man. I'm going to try a money line, and I'm definitely going to take the plus 4.5. They're at home. They got the better offensive team. I think the defense and the line is going to be a wash. That's Michigan's advantage on most teams is line play. I think that Michigan State can get in the trenches with them and compete. So I'm definitely taking the plus 4.5. Michigan State, and we're also looking to land money line.
All right, big game in the Big Ten, and we like Michigan State plus 4.5 there. Let's move to a team that we had talked about earlier, a team that was very happy with the results last weekend, but they can't lit up now. Oklahoma minus 19.5 versus Texas Tech. What's your breakdown of this game?
Well, Texas Tech just fired Matt Wells. He was their coach. They're replacing him with Sonny Kumbi, who's an ex-quarterback at Texas Tech. Um, Young guy, early 40s, first time being the head coach. But a first assignment, you got to go to Norman, Oklahoma, where the last two times that Texas Tech has played Oklahoma in the series, they lost by after 37 points. Sooners struggle a little bit with the pass defense, but Texas Tech, even though their offense is very good and they're one of the best passing teams in the league, they turn the ball over too much. Their quarterback is inconsistent. He already has 4 interceptions. And also, Lincoln Riley said earlier in the week that several of his starters that were missing in the Kansas game last week will be playing this week. So look for Oklahoma to have a stronger effort on defense. And also, with Lincoln Riley, he's an offensive wizard, great coach. It's no way that he's satisfied with what happened last week. They didn't score against Kansas Jayhawks. This is the Kansas Jayhawks. They didn't score a point. Mighty Oklahoma, the first half. I'd hate to be on the other side of the field against them, especially a team like Texas Tech, who they have a strong history against and are used to taking to the whooping shed. So I definitely look to take Oklahoma on this game minus 19 and a half. I know they haven't covered many games this week. This is a perfect spot play with Oklahoma coming off the disappointing performance in Kansas and Texas Tech dealing with their coaching situation, new coach, first time. Um, as I said, the last two contests, they beat them by 37 points, man. Look for Caleb Williams to have a Heisman type performance. Look for the Sooners offense to get the rolling early and often. And for Lincoln Riley to make the Big 12, remember who's the most potent team in the Big 12, and that's the Oklahoma Sooners. So definitely take Oklahoma minus 19 and a half. Catch it today on Friday if you can. I'm pretty sure that game's going to be over 21 because we got a nice magic number with the 19 and a half. It'll probably be over that key number of 21 uh, by the time kickoff starts on Saturday morning. So you guys get in on that.
All right, yeah, head to the window right now. Place the bet Oklahoma minus 19 and a half. Let's talk about Utah State going against Hawaii. What's your breakdown of this game?
Well, first of all, man, this game kicks off at noon Pacific Standard Time, which is about 9 a.m. Hawaii's time. So I'm sure there's going to be an adjustment on the bodies of the players for a while. They're used to playing evening and night games. Um, Utah State has won the last four matchups in this series by 28 points. Why is historically bad on defense, man. They're allowing 300 yards a game through the air, 450 yards total. That's right in the wheelhouse for what Utah State wants to do. The Aggies are ranked top 20 offensively in passing yards per game and total yards per game. Also, Hawaii's quarterback, Cordero, he's banged up. He's questionable to play. I'm sure that Utah State probably wants him to play. He's only completed 54% of his passes. He had 7 interceptions, only 6 touchdowns. If he doesn't play, they'll have a kid playing Braden Shager, who's a little bit better, but he still has 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. End of the day, Utah State has a very opportunistic defense. They're 7th ranked in the NCAA in takeaways. They also have a major advantage with Hawaii with speed and athleticism everywhere. They got 2 veteran quarterbacks at Utah State, Logan Bonner, Andrew Peasley, 1A, 1B. Both can get the job done. I've never been a fan of Ty Graham. I don't like how he runs his operation. I don't like the way he coaches. Actually, I don't like the system that he runs. And I expect Utah State to continue what they've been doing, and that's running over Hawaii. So definitely lay minus 5.5 for Utah State against Hawaii. And that also leads into our 5-star pick of the week. We're going to go with Utah State minus 5.5 and what should be a layup at home against Hawaii. The books are slipping bad on this number. I expect at least a 2-touchdown victory by Utah State.
Yeah, Hawaii traditionally always had problems on the road. Remember, that's not no ordinary road trip for a college team, right? That's quite the flight for them to get over here. And then,
Yes.
of course, with them being 3 hours earlier from just us on the West Coast, right? The farther they go, the more trouble it is. So I love your reasoning there. Let's go over the plays again. We are taking Michigan State plus 4.5 in that big game in the Big Ten. Oklahoma to cover, bounce back, get right, minus 19.5 versus Texas Tech. And the 5-star pick of the week is Utah State minus 5.5. 5-star, you got anything else for the people before we get out of here?
Just the same thing, man. You guys come subscribe to the channel. 5-star in Vegas Sports Investments on YouTube. That way you can catch a lot of the plays. Also follow me on Twitter at 5-star in Vegas. Spell out the 5. I'm on weekly on the bench 97.5 in Houston. The last couple of weeks due to the World Series, I've been coming on Fridays. But if you follow me on my page on Twitter, I'll keep you updated on whether I'll be on Thursday or Friday this coming week. But please listen for me. I'm on there at 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, 7:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Always a great time talking to you, Spread. Hey guys, we're going to bounce back this week. You guys who follow me know that last week was a very rare occasion. we're going to get back to doing what we do this week, and that's winning. The best of luck to you all. Go Astros.
All right, go Houston Astros. Let's get these plays. Utah State -5.5, 5-star pick of the week. We'll see you next week, guys.